Previously on My Haunted Manor USA.
I started picking up on a spirit named Rit.
Harriet, in quotes, Rit, turns out she is the mother of Harriet Tubman.
A freaking claw.
What did you see in the basement?
Like something like that.
That's exactly what that just does.
Are you thinking of me? Ugh.
And I talk about how there's this train crash and how they possibly moved the train. Apparently, there was a train crash, and it was due to something so bizarre. It reminds me of something biblical.
This is My Haunted Manor USA.
"10 a.m. float session 4-3-25. It's been a wild ride. I just heard something behind us. You're digging in the wrong spot. There's a body. She was buried alive, and she looks like she was in her dress and shoes in the basement. The conductor for the train crash, his face is gruff and his beard is stubbly. His conductor hat is funny looking. He died in the crash and he resides at the manor. She is standing there, naked, damp, dirty, and this time all of her hair is mostly fallen out. It reminds me of Gollum. Her head is tilted and she is mad. This is something conjured, not of this world, something that was brought here by a woman, bad intentions. I heard voodoo. This is not an attachment. This was invoked. I tried to talk to her. I could feel her touching my feet in the tank. I told her, no, I'm protected. You cannot touch me. She began to tell me this weird chant again, and it reminds me of a spell, curse, or voodoo. One of the children stepped forward. She's this little girl with blonde, two little braids, and she goes, run. The little girl screams, run, and I wake up.
So I'm here tonight with Scott and Joe, two of my buddies. So they're gonna sit in with me tonight in the control room. We have Frankie here with a group of 4 others doing a private investigation, and hopefully we're gonna catch some amazing activity.
So Scott's been here a few times. You helped that out at one of the events?
The Dustin Perry event.
Dustin
Great
Perry.
time.
Scott was here. Joe, you were here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We had that session in the servants' quarters, called that EVP.
Yep.
Oh, play that again.
And the manor's been freaking insane, so looking forward to tonight. Gonna show these boys the ropes. They might be helping out a little bit moving forward here. But let's get it started.
What did you feel when you...
I said, nope. He said, is there electricity here or something?
Okay. Hey,
Oh, as soon as you said it, went down.
K2 hits?
that's funny.
Wow.
I put my phone there, it did nothing.
Everyone put their phone on airplane mode.
Yeah, I've been on airplanes. Yeah, I'm on airplanes.
You do it again for us? All the way to red?
All right, we'll ignore you. We'll come back.
Can you touch both of the devices? Can you make them go to yellow?
I just got
Cold breeze.
so, no, I feel like I'm on a boat.
Oh, got dizzy.
Do you like the ladies?
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. And notice it only touched hers, not mine.
Yeah, I'm out. Let me take my car and drive back to Jersey. I'm out. Well, first I gotta talk to the hotel. Tell my dog first. But if it's that bad, he and Jay just stay there.
Then you, Scott.
All right.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Good question.
What was that?
Case of wood fell, almost impaled
fell
Scott
from
in
the
the head. Case of wood fell.
So it matches perfectly
Right here.
on that
Nah, so you see this corner right here?
Oh, here.
Yeah, so it goes along the side, the molding going across.
Okay, Scott, do you think you got caught up in that?
Maybe.
Possibly. Let's run it.
Let me see where it came from.
I see it hit the ground.
Yeah, but it fell on the side of you that
Yeah,
wasn't
it fell over
towards the-
here.
yeah,
Right.
opposite.
So it's not like you could have bumped into it.
Right.
And pushed it all away.
So can you see it clear?
You see it hit the ground.
You see it hit the ground right there.
It does fall in a very weird way. Like,
What the hell?
I wish my big ass
Oh, so
wasn't
you were
in the
standing in
way.
the hallway there.
It does. You see it move, I think.
Looking, I don't.
I was in the way.
Okay.
But I
Yeah, I think you might have bumped into it. I
Yeah.
saw something
Caught it.
slide.
that could just be.
Okay. I'll pull it, zoom in, and go frame by frame.
Yeah, slow mo on it.
Joe's big ass in the way.
Yeah, my bad. Got the cameras right there.
Interesting, though.
And we know it takes a lot of energy to communicate with us. We come with the utmost respect, and we're just trying to help the My Haunted Manor team. Learn a little bit more about the history of this building. The building has a lot of history to it. But it helps us with validating and just trying to help
Note the time.
everybody else that comes through here, just to try and tell your story. Just be yourself. That's all. We're just,
That's what you're gonna get from us. Energy. But it really makes us excited when we investigate places like the Manor. When
Did you see that smoke? What was it? By the window? Hold up.
Okay, that's.
What did it say?
what the?
I don't know.
Wait.
What does it say?
It
Different
doesn't
language.
say anything in English.
Did you do that?
She comes out, and I see a kid going like this. Like, come back through. All hell is breaking loose right now. I'm done. Dude, you can even see it looking at her.
Yeah.
Where the
I
hell
need to
was that guy
see-
standing?
I need to see if.
Yeah, we need to double it
Yeah.
again.
Was.
Okay. Let's take a step back.
Fuck. Dude.
What time was she
What time
there?
was that? Lo and behold, it was just Todd's hand the entire time.
Damn it, Todd. It was jarring.
Yeah.
Want to be genuine and not dupe people and
Yeah.
fake stuff. We gotta show you this kind of stuff. The night goes on. Let's see what happens next.
Yep.
So it was just like the strangest thing where it's just like, kind of like just like a little.
Did it look dark or like a light?
It didn't. It looked like if you were to take like a crinkled piece of cellophane or something and just move it across.
I gotcha.
So like just like a little distortion of what was there. No light, no shadow.
I'm freaked out right now.
Yeah.
You know I don't make up, Anthony.
No,
I was sitting in a chair,
Like, kind of like
Facing towards the doll.
the doll, but like I was off not right in front of the doorway, and I'm sitting there, it was like black except for the red light in the by where the casket is, and dude, from the corner of the room, Chickie, there was like a black shadow. It looked to me like a female, like almost like hair, like kind of like this.
What?
Why?
Got it.
And it went like from that to like And I had asked before that if they can make that happen again if that happened. And like maybe 5 minutes later, that's when I saw it. It went from left to right. And Anthony and I earlier,
talking about that.
had,
Yeah.
dude, I'm like freaked out.
I can see it, man.
Before, when we were up here, when Trey was giving us a tour, it looked like, or we thought something fell from the doorway over there. It was you guys doing it. Can you maybe make a knock or let it happen again so we can let Trey and the guys know that it was maybe one of you guys? No way. Nope.
He said that he saw a shadow figure walk from the cot, almost like across them. But his description of it is very, very interesting. He described what looked like hair like this. Now let me show you a picture of Rit. This has been a big lead for us here in the last couple months, with Nick from Experivit having that vision down in the print shop and then getting confirmation of a possible Rit being in the basement with that EVP.
Is your name Rit? Do you go by Rit?
Frankie had no idea about any of this information, so the fact that he described it as that is kind of mind-blowing. We didn't catch it on camera, unfortunately, but here at the project, you know, we have the theory that these IR cameras aren't picking up shadow anomalies. We're gonna have to start doing some more work with full spectrum cameras, but the fact that Frankie described that hair was a very descriptive detail, you know, to say in the midst of all of this information. We also had the guy from California, the remote psychic, that drew a picture of what he had a vision of here and had that same kind of hair. Really, really interesting.
Welcome to My Haunted Manor USA.
Do you want to investigate My Haunted Manor USA?
Part of the My Haunted Project, filmed right here in the Samuel Miller Mansion in Columbia, PA.
That door just moved. It opened up.
With 24-hour surveillance monitored by professional paranormal investigators.
Did you see that?
What do you see, Spooky?
You experience it.
We'll capture it live.
Oh my God!
There was just a loud bang.
What was that?
Real people with real experiences.
What the was that?
Out of the corner of my eye, I just saw a shadow really quick.
It's been a good experience every single time.
I would definitely come back again.
2025 is going to be an epic year for the My Haunted Project.
You know, we're just getting started.
You know, we weren't able to explain this. We think this is actually something paranormal.
You guys?
Stop.
No, we got it.
Watch.
Dude, there's shit going on in here.
What? You hear that?
Tell me who you are.
I don't have to.
Is that you?
Look at that, man.
Dude, that goes just like that.
We got an amazing season for you guys coming up. Dive way more into the history here. We're going to find out more about what's in the basement, who these kids are running around, get spooky out and about more in the manor, have some more spooky cam running.
This is what a paranormal project is really about. Being here for years and getting the people involved.
Hopefully you guys come out here for yourselves and experience this place firsthand, because it's unlike any other place.
This is My Haunted Manor USA.
JJ from M2D2 actually has some crazy news from the old owners of the print shop about this crouching woman.
He's got a story for us that's gonna help us put this puzzle together.
So JJ, Quick question for you. You've been coming here for years. You're a volunteer fireman. You do a lot of work in the area. You actually came here when lightning hit this building back several years ago, way before we were ever here, and you know the old owners. And you've had conversations with the old owners about the location and what the experiences they had here before we came in to start filming, or even before Rowdy and Amy owned the location. So our big thing is, over the last several months, ever since I brought this doll from California into the building, things have changed. The atmosphere has changed. And all of a sudden, Trey was here one night with 3 ladies from the UK doing an investigation. I had dropped the doll earlier off. The things Trey was seeing and the things that the girls from the UK were seeing just in this room behind us, the blue room and the servants' quarters, and the things we captured on film that night with this, it looked like an apparition bent over, rounding this corner, and then with the claw print on the carpet in this room was caught on that camera. What were the experiences from the old owners that they told you about this location?
So like with Trey seeing the slouched over female, appeared to be an African-American female. She was around 18. She said she's seen her slouched over in here, and it's just crazy because she told me about it before Trey even told me he's seen that in the basement.
Went from that left pillar, crouched to the right. I saw dark hair and it almost looked like I could see skin tone. It looked like a naked woman with dark skin.
Never seen anything like that.
She's also said she's heard kids running around, and there's not kids around here, in it all. And she's been in here by herself, like we all know, there's a lot of audible footsteps in this building. So she said she's also heard that, and what seemed to be a female crying in the basement too, which we know there's some things that have happened in that basement that kind of makes sense,
Yeah, that's kind of like the folklore that was in the building when we came to the building. Something we've been trying to figure out for going on almost 2 years now, with the whole basement thing. But it seemed like a lot of activity. Now, there was some activity that was caught in the basement, but the activity up here on this floor has always been active, especially in these rooms behind me. But it's went to a new level with this apparition that people are seeing of this slouched over woman, African-American girl, we're not sure, in the building that people were eyewitnessing, and we're actually capturing what looks like it on camera.
What is that?
And whatever that is, that's the body or whatever, and this is the hand.
It's just crazy that the old owners they haven't been here almost 10 years.
Yeah, they haven't been here for a while.
When did they leave the building?
So they sold the building in 2017.
Okay.
They bought the building in 2006, and it was just, that she caught that stuff over the couple years that they were here.
Wow. Okay. And yeah, and from what I understand, I know they don't want to be on camera, and we're not going to put names out there or anything, but I understand they're not really believers of the paranormal.
Yeah, so her husband just doesn't believe in it at all. He just thinks, it's just a folklore type thing. But his wife she's definitely open-minded about it.
Okay. All right. That's interesting because with Amy and Rowdy, the new owners, which I shouldn't say they're new owners, they've been here for 7-8 years now. Amy's very open to it, where Rowdy was not open to it, and now he's becoming more open to it. Yeah. So you kind of had that same dynamic with the original owners, which is very interesting. That she's very open to the paranormal. She was hearing things, and possibly he was hearing things, and he was just dismissing them. But it's just wild to see what Trey experienced, what the girls from the UK experienced, and what other people have experienced since October in this building. And not that it wasn't active before, but I think bringing the doll sparked something. I won't say, I wouldn't go as far as say that there's an attachment to the doll, but I would say that whatever is in here has piqued interest in the doll.
Yeah, you bring something that's like that from another area and stuff, and they're curious. They're like, well, what's this? let me investigate it and check it out. That
Well, you're bringing that
more
energy
active,
too.
and that energy for them to draw to.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying there could be an energy attached to that dial. I don't know. We've caught some really crazy stuff with the dial since it's been in the building. It's been on camera. It's now on display back here, not far behind me in the servants' quarters, and the activity has really peaked in this building because of it. But the building was always very active. I just think whatever's here, that energy from that dial has resurfaced whatever that was with this woman people were seeing in the building. It's pretty mind-blowing. It's the things we're capturing in this building is nothing like I've seen in the 20 years I've been doing this, the paranormal on TV and off TV.
I feel like you're able to capture more since like the cameras have been upgraded and new placements and all that stuff. So I think that'll help out a lot too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. You're always welcome here. You're always here. You've always been a big supporter of the show ever since day one, since us coming to Columbia. And go check these guys out. M2D2, amazing people.
After hearing what the old owners saw, this is the exact thing. There's no reason for them to make this up. They don't even want to comment on camera. But that means it's not tied to the doll. It's something that could be ancient. It could be tied to the land. It could be tied to a curse.
The curse of Chickies Rock. In the late 1800s, just north of Columbia, 3 sisters lived in a small cabin atop Chickies Hill. Known for their strange rituals and whispered curses, the Shank sisters were said to practice the dark art of voodoo powwow magic, known to have the 6th and 7th books of Moses in their possession. When the town claimed their land to build a park and lay trolley tracks, the sisters didn't fight back. They made a pact. And one by one, they leapt from the cliffs of Chickies Rock, but not before placing a curse. One meant to rot the very soul of the town that betrayed them. On August 9th, 1896, their revenge began. Trolley car 61 was overloaded. Nearly 80 passengers crammed in after a Sunday picnic at the park was cut short by a sudden storm. Rain slicked the tracks, and a strange swarm of potato bugs clogged the rails. As the trolley descended Chickies Hill, the brakes gave out. The pole detached from the overhead wire, cutting power, leaving passengers terrified in the pitch dark. Inside, screams drowned out any thought of escape. The trolley hit a bend at over 60 miles per hour, flew from the rails and slammed into a tree, and tumbled down a 30-foot embankment. 6 were killed, among them the town's mayor. 68 more were injured, many horribly disfigured. Most blamed the rain, the weight, the bugs, but locals whispered of the sisters. The land had been cursed, and it wasn't done claiming lives. Since then, at least 13 more people have died near Chickies Rock under strange and often brutal circumstances. The darkness that clings to Chickies Hill seems to have spread, infecting the very soil of Columbia. And now it's reached the Samuel Miller Mansion.
We're out here, we're at Chickies Rock, we're right on the cliffs here. And this is basically the point where we think that the witches finished their ritual by jumping off the cliffs to complete their basic curse on the town.
Yeah, I mean, from what we understand is in the history books, since the 1980s, at least 13 people have perished here, either through suicide or accidentally falling off the rock here. I mean, it's crazy. It's a drop. It's at least 200 feet. So, I mean, you fall off this, there's no coming back from that.
God, I can't imagine. You know what I mean? Just looking over, it's like...
I know, it's dizzying.
Right.
You got the train tracks right there.
This whole forest has a weird energy about it.
It does.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I can just picture them, running up here. The book just flopping on the ground, pages turning. It's like the spell's done.
I mean, isn't like this is where the story, the movie, what is it, a Hocus Pocus, kind of like came from this.
I think
Yeah.
the Sanderson sisters are loosely based on the Schenk sisters
Really?
of Columbia.
No way.
3 sisters with a book of spells.
Yeah.
I mean, come back to Curse of Town.
We should do a movie night at the manor.
Focus.
Movie night.
And this is, a 3-minute drive from the manor.
Right.
It's this state park, so.
Yeah, this is someplace you can come when you go to the manor. You literally, at 3-5 minutes, you're here.
Really cool bike trails.
Yeah. We tried to hike it in the winter, and we had some problems. We lost the drone.
Yeah,
it crashed. Took us about an hour and a half to find it. Matter of fact, it's a drone that we're probably using right now. It's fixed. But
Landon's got his drone up.
Yeah,
it's working now.
Thank God for Landon.
There it is.
There could be something directly tied to this land, and this rock in particular.
Yeah.
Being quartz and limestone, could it be holding energy and being used as a conduit?
Yeah, with the Native Americans in this area, and there's so it's layers.
Yeah,
layers and layers and layers.
Right.
That happen here.
It's pretty creepy out here. Yeah, it's starting to get dark, so we should probably head back.
Yep. Head back to the manor and do some investigating.
That'd be interesting. Is taking like a rock or something from here.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, here. There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
Nice. So we got a little piece of Chickie's rock we'll take back to the manor, see if we get anything from that. Is this thing a witch? Is it trapped here? Is it part of this curse? These sisters, they committed suicide as part of this pact, this ritual that they did, the curse of town. Could this crouching woman be one of the sisters, one of the Schenk sisters?
The next step is to dive into this Chickie's rock story and this trolley accident. We want to figure out what's the real deal with these witches. Could they have some ties with the activity here? Could the crouching woman be one of these witches? It's all things that we're going to look into and we want to find out.
We went there to pay our tributes and to see this location where we heard so much about this whole time we've been here in Columbia filming for the last year and a half, and we finally were able to get there and to kind of see where the Schenk sisters actually lived and kind of feel it out. And I tell you, it was quite breathtaking to see this beautiful cliff overlooking the Susquehanna River. Did a little investigating, saw the actual rail site, which is left of it, a small monument of it.
This is the last remaining piece of trolley track.
This is where all the accident and all that happened.
We don't know exactly. There's a part on the map, and we're still looking into exactly where.
I wonder, where was the Schenk sisters' house?
I think right where we were. They said it was on top of a hill. I think where we were when the drone crashed, I think that was pretty close to where the witch's house was.
Interesting. People found like a foundation or something.
I know. But I'm sure they completely ripped everything out. But yeah, if we can find that sharp curve with the embankment that they would have rolled. And it's crazy that they have a photo of the accident.
It's got to be up there.
It's got to be
past.
Right.
It's like the tallest part of the mountain.
The steepest part.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's probably where it was.
What do you make of the potato bugs thing? Do you think that's a real thing?
When we were here filming at the manor that one night, the whole building and they had to shut down the bridge because the potato bugs were so bad.
Wow.
And it's like a thing that happens in this area every couple of years.
Could have been just in a bug infestation. But in that book of Moses that they supposedly had, there's spells to cause plagues of insects.
Wow. Yeah. Locusts.
Yeah.
What street are we on?
Locust Street.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty crazy, right?
Is anybody out here with us? Anyone tied to these tracks? Or tied to that trolley accident?